And we live. What's up, Lamar? How you doing, bro?
What up, Darren? What up, Darren?
Shit, nothing much, bro. We back. We back at it. Back. Welcome back to Let It Be Known. We're gonna be talking about these games that was this past weekend. It was no more undefeated teams. We got the biggest Eagle fan in the building. You know, he's still. You been icing your chest a little bit. You been icing your heart a little bit. How you been? How's
I
the
do,
emotions
man.
been going?
I do. I'm still salty about that shit, and it's crazy because we called it last week. We were saying how if anybody most likely is gonna kill our undefeated streak is gonna be one of our rivals, whether it's gonna be the Cowboys, the Commanders, or the damn Giants. But it is what it is, man. I ain't gonna lie. I respect Tyler. I respect Taylor Heineke. I respect the way he balled out last week, and I respect it. So look out for the Commanders. The whole league, they better look out.
Yeah, and they ended up winning what 32-21. Let me look at the stats. So you had Tyler Heineke. He did 17 for 29, 211 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's better than Carson Wentz. I think he played better than Carson Wentz did his whole tenure with Washington. I don't know if they're gonna bring him back. Tyler Heineke, they haven't told him yet. I don't think they said who the starting quarterback is gonna be this week either. But who do you think's been commanding this team a little bit better?
No, most definitely Taylor Heineke. I even said that like even while watching the game, I was like, damn, Heineke's playing way better than Carson Wentz. I feel like Carson Wentz, like he might be, physically, when you look at him, you might be like he's the quarterback of his team, but he just doesn't make the right decisions, and he holds the ball too long, and he's like a turnover machine. I feel like Taylor Heineke, even though he did have that one interception, but he know how to manage the game well. He knows how to like check it down. And also too, I feel like when Heineke's in the game, they have like kind of like a different game plan. I'm looking at the stats right now. Man, they ran the ball hella against us. And they did
Right.
pretty good, but Brian Robinson Jr. he had 26 carries for 86 yards. He averaged 3.3 yards per carry. That's man, it's all right. And then Antonio Gibson had 14 carries for 44 yards. So Tweets, they ran the ball a total of over about like 40 damn times. Like they was running that rock. And then Terry
And
McLaurin balled out. I ain't gonna lie, he had 8 catches for 128 yards. So they did their shit, man. They showed up, and I feel like because we was undefeated, we gonna get every team shot. And I feel like because that was the Commanders, they played really really hard, knowing that we were the division leaders. So they did their shit against us. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I think the Washington they got away with one a little bit. The Eagles didn't really play like the Eagles, or at least the Eagles we've been seeing of late. They had three turnovers. They had three turnovers in the first couple games, and then they had three turnovers in one game. A couple of them were kind of sketchy, but on Goddard, I want to talk about that Goddard play. It was like the fourth quarter. I want to say the Eagles were down either. Well, I think they were down 5 or 3. It was a close game, one possession game, and
Mm.
it was like a 1st and 10. And when they hit it out to Goddard ended up getting his face mask pulled. That ended up leading into a fumble. They thought that they ended up scoring, but they ended up bringing it back saying he was touched down. But should they when they look at the replay, because they did look at the replay, but they were just looking to see if he was touched. They ignored the whole fact that his face mask got pulled. Do you think they should start maybe putting that into the replay? Like maybe if a fumble does happen, they should look at the actions that happened prior to it that should maybe take it back.
I feel like they should. Hell yeah. Like you said, specifically, I feel like I was thinking about that, and I was thinking that most definitely specifically for face mask penalties, just because those face mask penalties, sometimes they hurt, and sometimes, especially as a running back,
Man,
I've
you
been
gotta
face
save your
masked
neck
before. Them
sometimes. Like
about,
fuck. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta save your
yeah,
body.
bro.
Like fuck the ball, nigga. You about to rip off my fucking head, nigga. The fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Like
for
knock
real.
on wood. Like knock on wood. We never seen anybody like break their neck like that. But somebody could easily get like their neck turned, a certain way, and then shit just crack or anything can happen. And
Right.
I didn't seen it before where like you didn't even seen pictures where like somebody caught a photo where like literally their body is straight and somebody's getting their head yanked, and you just see their whole head like this.
Like
So
just
that shit
it's
is
just
that shit is
getting ripped out.
yeah, bro, that shit is dangerous, bro. And I feel like yeah, like they should implement a penalty or like a rule where they can go back and review and overturn that and make it a penalty. Because that was a critical part of the game too. So, and I agree with what you said too, man. We were just making some crazy ass mistakes. Even when who was it? Quez Watkins had that wide open catch, and then he got up and see anybody and have to punch the ball out. It's critical mistakes, but yeah, they definitely should go back and review that penalty though for sure.
Yeah, like you said, it's critical parts of the game, and that really makes somebody fumble. If you're trying to protect yourself, at times you got to say fuck the football, fuck this game, like because you risking your life every time you're on that field. And these players, they the game we moving so fast at times. Sometimes they don't even notice they doing that. But I felt like that was a big part of the game. That should be taken, some in some part. But like you said,
Yeah.
like too many turnovers. Watkins, that was crazy. Watkins, he had a big ass wide open touchdown downfield. Tries to get back up. The dude comes from behind and strips him from his right shoulder. It looked like he seen him on his left, but he didn't look on the right. But do you think he should have what should he have done right there? Should he stay down? Was getting up trying to make the right play?
No, yeah, it was the right play. I just, I mean, like it was just a bang bang play. Like, he didn't really have eyes in the back of his head. I felt like the way he caught the ball and the way he got up, when he kind of like looked this way, it didn't like nobody. It like he was kind of like, kind of like about to get loose.
Yeah.
But the guy was right here on this side. So before he can even kind of like boom, boom, he looked this way and was about to take off. And then as soon as he was about to like, look this way, that's when the ball kind of came out. He's like, oh shit. So that's what happened. But also too, my bad, going back to that Goddard play too, it kind of just remind me like it's kind of stereotypical when like, people be like, oh, he only fumbled because like when fumbles happen, people be getting like that. When fumbles happen, usually the player that fumbled, they be like holding their knee or holding their shoulder or acting like they hurt. And it's like stereotypical. They be like, oh man, you only injured because you fumble, or you only acting like you injured because you fumbled the ball. But majority of the time when people tear the ACLs, they let that shit go. They let that shit go. Like fuck the ball. My knee is hurt. My knee is hurting. I'm holding this motherfucker with two hands. Fuck the ball. You feel me? So I understand where Goddard. I understand why he fumbled, and they should have fucking called that penalty. That was critical.
And diving deeper, so what's even crazy? So the Eagles still had a chance to win. They still had a chance to win. They got the ball. They got the ball back with like 7 seconds at the end. But their defense was holding up. They end up getting to Washington to like a 3rd and 7. They end up getting the sack. But Graham, he slides. He ends up hitting Heineke. They called a flag. What was your opinion on that?
Nah, yeah. So when I initially watched it, I mean, obviously I was hot. I was just like, bro, how can they call a penalty on this? How can they end the game like this?
Right.
But to be honest, that was the right call. Like, and I'm a huge Eagle fan, diehard. But that was the right call. I was actually watching the Pat McAfee show, and they even went back and kind of like rewinded it. And shit, when you go back and watch the film, Brandon Graham was pretty far. He was pretty far back. Like, and don't get me wrong, like everybody's saying like, oh, like Heineke took like a weird knee and he gave himself up kind of weird. But like, come on, like okay, look. So the season we in like week 11 or whatever. And we had a few weeks where we went through like controversy where the roughing the passer thing situation happened, and it's like, bro, like I know you guys around the league have been talking about this, especially as defensive ends or defensive linemen. Brandon Graham, you're a veteran. You should know not to fucking like do the extras. Like you see this dude's already on the ground, just go ahead and tap him or anything. Like he's not gonna get up and try to like run. Come on.
That's what I was thinking too. All you had to do was a quick tap. He hit him pretty hard. I thought it was
the right call.
I thought it was the right call. I was a little mad at it because I feel like you can't make that call at that time. This game is leading up, and it was the right call. But either way, I feel like they shouldn't have made it. You got to let it play out. But I'm not mad at that they did make the play because that clearly was roughing the passer. He had hella time to stop, and then he ran in full speed. It's like, bro, like. I was even when I watched it live, I was like, "Fuck, they gonna call that fucking penalty."
Yeah,
bro. I was like, "Ain't no way they can't call it." And it was kind of pissing me off because Heineke I like Heineke, but his dumb ass, yeah. I was like, sorry ass nigga.
Nah, yeah,
he did not want them to get that ball back at all. He was not having it. And then in the interview, but he was all like, "Yeah, I was just hoping and praying that he hit me," and sure enough, he did. I was like, "This motherfucker, bro."
Nah, yeah, it sucks. It sucks the way the game ended, but. I agree though. I agree with you and the referees and shit. Like I feel like that was the right call to make. Like I said, when you go back and watch the film, like you pause it, when Heineke first initially like hit the ground, like to kind of give himself up. The closest person to him, I believe, was forgot my guy name, number 7, DN. Anyway, Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick was the closest. Hassan Reddick was the closest to him, and even Hassan Reddick kind of put a little extra on it, but. Hassan Reddick he kind of like tapped him up a little bit. And I feel like Hassan Reddick was going so fast to where he kind of like couldn't really
He didn't have
hold
a
up.
choice,
So
right? Yeah.
yeah, he didn't have a choice. But I don't think they were gonna call a penalty too much on that. But when Graham hit him, it just looked so bad because Heineke was knee and he was forward, and then when Graham kind of like ran into him, he just like flew back, type of shit. So it just looked bad, So
And then
yeah,
what,
man.
what was weird is he was closer than Graham, and it looked like he held up better than Graham.
Yeah, he did.
Graham had hella time to slow down, and it looked like he seen him, didn't even think about stopping. Like you said, they've been working on the rough on the passer cause, especially like since what happened with Tua. So I'm like, man, I feel like that was the easiest one out of them all not to touch him. I don't know if
Yeah.
the game wasn't too big for him, but I don't know if he was just thinking about like, damn, I gotta make a play too much. Maybe maybe he was in the game too much.
Yeah, I honestly, like, even like you said, when it happened too, I was like, obviously I was pissed at the call, but I'm thinking like, Brandon Graham, what are you thinking? Like, what
What are you
possibly are you thinking? Like, I can see if you was a rookie, okay, you're gonna get your ass chewed out. You're a rookie. You're gonna live and you learn. But you're a fucking Super Bowl champion. Made one of the biggest plays in Super Bowl history by stripping the GOAT, and you make a dumbass play like that? Come on, bro. Like, you got to do better. Got to do better. And then my bad. Speaking on that, Quez Watkins, I was thinking about that too. If you go back and look at it, if Jalen would have put the ball, if he would have put the ball out there, it would have been a touchdown. He wouldn't have to slow down and catch the ball and fall and all this. If he would have put the ball on him, that would have been a touchdown. Quez Watkins is wide the fuck open.
Yeah, we didn't even mention. I felt like when Jaylen Brown, when he got hurt, we seen on like it was a 3rd and 5. He ended up falling down to the ground. It felt like when he ended up getting hurt, it kind of slowed down the game for Jalen Hurts a little bit. He didn't have that top receiver as effective. We knew he wasn't as effective as we used to see in AJ Brown.
Yeah,
you think that took
definitely.
it slowed him down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I even seen that play too when it first happened, where he kind of messed up tweaked up his ankle a little bit. He ran a little 10-yard out, a little 5-yard out, and tweaked his ankle. But ever since then, yeah, he was kind of shaky the whole game. Even on the play that you're talking about, yeah, it seemed like he's kind of like when he ran that curl, it seemed like that was that's like a routine route for AJ Brown. It's like probably favorite routes.
Right.
But yeah, when he ran that route, it seemed like his leg kind of gave out in a sense. I don't know if that was due to the injury or most likely it probably was, but that definitely affected Jalen Hurts for sure though.
Yeah, I totally agree. And but moving on to the next game, you had the Buffalo Bills versus the Minnesota Vikings. That game ended up finishing 33-30 in overtime. That was the game of the year. It was probably one of the greatest games I've seen in the last probably 5 years. I want to say it's a top 5 game in the last 5 years, especially for a regular season game. Like, I think you paid for what you got, even though you ain't really paid nothing but except your cable bill. But shit, I felt like it was a great game. And so the Bills were up 24-10 at half. I thought, it was looking like the Bills was gonna run away. And something that really bothered me, I felt like the Bills, they were up 27, I want to say 17. They had a chance to hit the field goal, bring their team up 30-17. And instead, the Bills end up going for it. Josh Allen throws an interception to Patrick Peterson, and that was a big momentum killer. So then the Vikings end up driving down the field that very next drive and scoring a touchdown. But like the Bills, they kind of scare me at times. They risk it too much. They get dangerous, and that starts off with Josh Allen. He throws an interception. Josh Allen was my favorite quarterback in the league, but when he makes a bad play, like his elbow was hurt this week. He throws 2 interceptions. You know what he does? He dies with the arm that's hurt. Why are you putting yourself in position to make 2 tackles and then one of them you get hurt and you down for a little bit? So, but the Bills, I feel like they risk too much at times. I think if you would have took that field goal, now you're up 30-17 instead of throwing trying to go for it, throwing a pick to Patrick Peterson, which was his first of the game. He ended up getting the second one to close out the game. But do you feel like maybe the Bills are getting a little too risky at times?
Yeah, I definitely do. Also, too, I mean, no, this was a huge game. I feel like Josh Allen was going to play no matter what. Obviously, everybody wanted Josh Allen to play. But Josh Allen is dealing with a slight injury to his elbow. And I think you mentioned it last week, like, should he sit out? And this is a tricky situation because, this is a huge game. This is like a playoff game. Shit might can be maybe even like a Super Bowl matchup in a sense. So Josh Allen, being a competitor that he is, he definitely wants to play, but he, like you said, if to be a GOAT, quarterback in this league, you also got to be very fucking smart. It's like, don't get me wrong, he has all the physical traits, but you also got to be fucking smart. Like, so far as being smart on the field, so far as like
Right.
checking the ball down to like the right players, not trying to do too much and try to go for the big play when the small play is right in your face. Also, just protecting yourself. You already dealing with a fucking injury. Why are you diving with the same arm that's injured, or putting that arm in jeopardy, knowing it's your throwing arm as well? Like, you got to think about the team, not just yourself. So, I feel like they do be risking it at times. That goes on the coaching staff. So they just got to do a better job collectively because they already got a few star players done for the year. Like they star safety, Micah Hyde, he's done for the year. So yeah, they dealing with a few injuries, but they just got to do better as a staff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking also. But you had two of the top wide receivers playing in this game, Justin Jefferson. Then you had Stephon Diggs on the other side. Both of these receivers balled out. They both proved that they were both worth the trade. A lot of people were trying to say, "Oh, which trade was better, trading Jefferson or trading Diggs?" And I wasn't gonna dive into this, but what trade do you think was better?
Bro, to be honest, this shit was even. That shit was hella even.
That's
It's probably
right.
It's probably one of the most even trades I ever seen, like in NFL history, just because I always been a huge Stephon Diggs fan, even like since high school. We the same age, same class. He was the number one wide receiver in all of high school football when I was in high school. Funny, he was committed to Florida, but he went to his home state of Maryland. Decided to stay home. Maryland was ass when he was there, but he always balled out. But yeah, I knew Diggs was that dude, man. He always been like that guy on the Vikings. Even though him and Adam Thielen was like the combo over there, but I always felt like Diggs was a little better than Thielen.
Yeah.
Diggs just got that moxie. He just got that. I feel like his route running is a little better. And I feel like his hands is better than majority of the players in the league. And he actually catch with his hands. You don't really see a lot of players you don't really see a lot of receivers that actually, catch with their hands every fucking play. And Diggs, he literally like comes back to the ball and like uses his hands. He has strong hands. He's not a guy that's 6'4". He's not 6'1". Diggs only about 5'11", about 190. He has super strong hands. Probably one of the best hands in the league. Jefferson got a little more size on Diggs. Jefferson about 6'1", 6'2". I think Justin might be a little faster than Diggs, but
I think so too. And he's more
I
like
think he.
Even on the short stuff, I feel like his first step is a little bit faster at times than Diggs.
Yeah, even though they both explosive, I think
right.
Justin Jefferson got a little bit more, just a little bit more speed,
a little bit more gritty in this step.
Yeah, hell yeah, a little more gritty. And I love it because they both got moxie. I feel like even though the Vikings lost Diggs and lost that competitive nature, I feel like they got another competitive guy with that competitive nature and Justin Jefferson. You even seen last year when he was mic'd up a few times, he yelling at Kirk Cousins, like saying, "Come on, Kirk, give me the ball," or "Come on, Kirk." Like
he won't. He's built for the moment, and I kind of question Kirk at times. But this year, I don't want to question Kirk. He's looking great, so I ain't gonna say nothing until he gives me a reason to question him.
Well, I mean, he's looking good, but they always question him on primetime games.
Right.
The game against the Bills is one of his best games that he played. In prime time.
He threw
Not
some
prime time,
dimes
but
coming to the end. Jefferson was straight cooking them boys. They couldn't stop Jefferson at all. They couldn't stop Jefferson at all.
Yeah, and if you notice on that one catch too that Jefferson made, that desperation catch on that fourth down, Kirk Cousins was looking him down the whole way. That's why I think just Jefferson, he had like 3 players on him. That's why.
Yeah,
Kirk
speaking
Cousins
of that,
was looking his way the whole time.
Let me dive into that play right there. So on that 4th and 18, it looked like Kirk Cousins literally. It looked like he didn't know what he was going to do. But you give your best player an opportunity. I don't think that was the best decision. Probably not, because it was probably like 3 or 4 defenders around Jefferson. But Jefferson made a play. He snagged that bitch with one arm. And so who do you think had the better catch, Stephon Diggs or Justin Jefferson? Justin Jefferson's was on the 4th down, but you also had Stephon Diggs. His was on a big play too. It was on like a 3rd down.
Yeah. Those are both great catches. Shit, both of them probably nominees for catch of the year. So far. Damn, if I had to think about it, I gotta say Justin. And I was reading a lot of comments on Instagram, like what catch might be better. A lot of people was going for Diggs, just saying like, "Oh, Diggs' catch was huge," just because You know, it literally was just like nobody. Well, it was just huge because, like you said, it was a third down. He snagged it with one hand.
Grip that
And it was
motherfucker too. Don't it look like he just magnetic, just
yeah, like
stuck that shit. I thought they was gonna start checking the gloves after.
not legit, like magnetic. But I just feel like Justin Jefferson catch was just way better, just because he was in traffic. Kirk Cousins was looking his way the whole time. 4th and 18. And literally, like, Justin don't make this play, game over. That's the only reason why the game continues, because he made this catch. Because if he didn't make the catch, it would have been turnover or downs. The Bills would have took some knees, and the game would have been over. Justin Jefferson saved the Vikings right there. He literally went up with one hand, and the guy who was guarding him went up with two hands. So you literally overpowered a guy with one hand in the air while falling back. He was falling back, and he literally just snagged that bitch with it. Like, just give me that. Like, you feel me? Yeah, he had to
I
let it
feel
be
like
known. Like, he had to let it be known he that dude.
let it be known that he better than Diggs. Maybe he was trying to let him know.
Ugh.
He was trying to let him know. But yeah, like you said, on those two receptions, Diggs, he was kind of wide open. And that tough was still kept. That's tough was still tough as fuck. Like, if it wasn't for Jefferson, it probably would have been a catch of the year, or at least the early one. Like you said, it gripped on it. He literally, as soon as he put his hand up, it looked like he just snatched it, put it back down, got the first down. But Jefferson, he had defenders around him, and he did grab it with one arm, but the dude actually, it looked like they was like both, like he was kind of pushing it against Jefferson's hand. But Jefferson had the awareness. Okay, I got a little bit of help now. Let me bring it in. Like you said, it was a situation. It's 4th and 18. The game's over if you don't make this play, and you clutched it up. Kirk Cousins, he didn't throw the best ball, but you got the best wide receiver in the league, and I think he proved it this game. I think he showed that I don't want to say that he's a better. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's better than Diggs. He's the best wide receiver in the league, and that's what Kirk Cousins as the quarterback. Imagine if you give Josh Allen to Justin Jefferson, it could really be some problems. But do you think that Josh Allen is gonna be a problem in overtime? You think overtime's a problem for Josh Allen? This is now his 4th loss. He lost to the Texans, he lost to the Bucks, he's lost to the Chiefs, and now he's lost to the Vikings. Do you think maybe he don't got that clutch gene in him?
My bad. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with that comment that you made. I feel like Diggs is better than Justin Jefferson, but that's an opinion. But I don't know. I feel like I don't feel like he's a problem in overtime. I just feel like he. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like they can call plays better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased against bad play calling. I really am. I hate bad play callers. But I feel like coaches always just they always get nervous in tight situations such as overtime, or when it comes down to the last 2 minutes of the 4th quarter. But I feel like if they call better plays for Josh Allen, he might play well. He might play better in the 4th quarter, or in overtime. So I feel like it's coaching, to be honest. I don't feel like it's Josh Allen. I feel like maybe he has to lose maybe a little more in overtime, like a few more games for me to be like, okay, maybe it's Josh Allen. But I feel like it's the coaching. I feel like if they stop calling bullshit plays and call plays that actually is going to help him, drive down the field and move the ball down the field and stop taking all these damn shots so early.
I was gonna say they taking a Steph Curry 3 ball every goddamn play. There is no short routes. There is no passing. There is no little chest pass. It's always a 3 ball.
Yeah, that's why I agree with that. In overtime, they want to go. They basically wanted to score on the first play or second play. It's like, nah, bro. This is the NFL. This is the NFL defenses. They scheme you up for a reason. They obviously been playing for 3 to 4 quarters against you. Now you're in overtime, a 5th quarter, extra quarter. They kind of know what you what you accustomed of. So I feel like when you get down to that overtime, you got to switch shit up. So I feel like it's on the coaching.
And before we move on, so you said Justin Jefferson's catch was better than Stephon Diggs, but you feel like Justin Jefferson is not the better receiver than Diggs?
Oh yeah. I like the way you put that. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But yeah, I definitely agree that Justin Jefferson, I feel like his catch was. I'm even gonna go shit to the length to say I feel like his catch was way better than Diggs' catch, just because, bruh, Justin Jefferson literally, like we were saying, he had traffic around him. That's like a 3-point. That's like you said, Steph Curry. That's like Steph
Not
Curry.
one, not one nigga, not two niggas, but three niggas, man, around him.
Three,
Bro. That was a play. That
three,
was a play.
exactly. That's like somebody shooting like a three in somebody's eye, like or two people eye. He literally mossed three dudes, and then like you said, the dude it was like in both of their hands, but the guy who had two hands on it, and Justin Jefferson like
Give
basically
me
kind of like
that.
yeah, he like used the defender as an advantage to kind of like to kind of like secure the ball. But
Yeah. It
I think
turned into
overall though,
backyard
I think
football. You know, that's how we used to do it. That turned into backyard football.
hell yeah, that shit literally turned into like a what's that game called
Blitz.
three flags up or something like that.
Oh,
Six
three,
flags
five.
up.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
When you
yeah.
throw the ball up,
Yep.
when you just moss fools, that's how that should look. But I definitely think though Diggs is as of right now, I think Diggs is definitely the better receiver. He just got so much more on his resume. He had huge plays. He made that play against the Saints, that crazy play to walk off the game. I feel like Diggs is that guy though. I feel like Diggs is he might not be the best receiver in the league, but I feel like he's definitely in the top three right now. I feel like he's top three for sure, and that's including D Hop and all those guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him kind of equal just because his resume right now. But I feel like Justin Jefferson, he just got an extra booster with him. He's got that spunk with him, that
Mm,
electricity. I don't know what it is, but he makes plays when they matter. You seen it, like when the game mattered most. Diggs made his plays, but when the game really mattered most, whose name kept being called?
Justin,
Justin Jefferson.
they
You
Jetter.
seen the little like tiptoe play. They didn't end up scoring a touchdown, but it was like going into one of the final drives. He ended up going into the right corner, keeping 2 feet in. It looked like he had no business making that catch. Kirk Cousins put it right on the money. Like Kirk Cousins was looking like Steve Young. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Give Justin, if you don't think Justin Jefferson's top right now, give him 1 to 2 more years. He might be.
yeah. I most definitely feel like Justin Jefferson is definitely top seven, might be even top five. There's just so many great, talented players in this league.
Top
But
7. We're gonna dive into that another time.
yeah, yeah,
I
we
need
gonna
to
yeah, we gonna
hear
dive into that.
that. Top
We gonna
seven.
yeah.
You put it. Damn. That mean you put 5 receivers over him.
Oh
Even
yeah, bro. There's some great
man,
guys. Even Jamar
Vikings
Chase
is
might be a little better than
no, no,
Gee.
no. The Vikings is 8-1. I ain't never been a Vikings fan. The Vikings always been shit. You know what? And before I even skip into that, this is another thing. So the Vikings are now 8-1. Is this the year for the Vikings? Do you feel like they are finally a legit team? They've had years prior where they look like they're gonna make it. Either bad luck goes against them or they fuck up. Things just start going south. So do you feel like this is finally the Vikings year?
I ain't gonna just dive in and say this is a year because when more likely when you say it's a year, like you thinking they gonna make a deep run in the playoff.
Right.
Um, and just knowing who their starting quarterback is, Kirk Cousins. Um, like I
Yeah,
said earlier, he has an issue with primetime games, and when you get to the playoffs, every game is primetime. So we kind of don't know yet, really, how the Vikings gonna do, down the line with these playoff games coming because they for sure going to the playoffs for sure.
right.
But I feel like they like you right though. They having a great season. Credit to them, respectfully. I respect what they doing. Especially on offense when they just added T.J. Hawkinson to add to their receiving core. That was a huge pickup just because that gives um that gives Cousins another target. He had Justin Jefferson. Thielen ain't really been eating that much this season, but it's only a
Right,
matter
I
of
feel like
time
that was
before.
kind of yeah. I'm kind of wondering what's going on with that. It looked like he's not even really feeding them the targets as much at times.
Yeah, it don't really like he's even looking his way that much, but I feel like it's only a matter of time enough for Thielen to kind of like really break out. And Thielen was dealing with like some minor injuries in the beginning of the year, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe we just don't, the public don't really know too much about the injuries, but I feel like it's only a matter of time for Thielen to break out.
But don't you
But
feel
yeah,
like
I
that's
feel like
kind
the
of always
Vikings.
been a problem with
Uh,
Kirk? My bad to cut you off. Don't you feel like that's always been kind of a small problem with Kirk Cousins, even when he had Stephon Diggs and Thielen? It always seemed like he wasn't hitting one or the other enough. It looked like he wasn't mixing. Once one player was hot, he would only go to that receiver for the whole game. It felt like, and it seems like he's still kind of doing that.
Yeah, that's a great observation. I agree. Just because I feel like that was the reason why Diggs wanted to leave Buffalo. It wasn't necessarily that they didn't want to pay him. I feel like he felt like his role was being diminished because if I can remember correctly, Diggs was the one that really jumped on the scene first. And then
Right.
Thielen was defined because Thielen was undrafted. So Thielen, he came in, I want to say like maybe a year or 2 years after Diggs and started, showing his potential. Like, damn,
Taking all the shine. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like who is this white dude? Like, what the hell? Like, this dude can ball. You feel me? But
Right.
don't get me wrong. They were a great combo together. But I feel like Diggs, like knowing how competitive Diggs is. Diggs, don't get me wrong. Diggs, he would love another receiver like Gabe Davis on the other side of him. But Diggs wants to be that guy. Like, when he made that one-hand catch, he wants to be the guy that you go to on 3rd and 18 to make those first down plays. Like, he wants to be that guy. He don't want respect to Thielen, respect to Justin Jefferson. He don't want no other body he don't want nobody else to make those plays. He wants to be the guy to make those plays. And you gotta love a receiver like that. And that's how a receiver Justin Jefferson is.
Yeah,
He
that's what
wants
I
to
was
be
gonna
a
say.
guy.
Like, I was kind of. So, do you feel like? So, like you said, Stephon Diggs wants to be the guy. He demands the. He wants to be the guy. But I feel like Justin Jefferson, he demands that role. I feel like Stephon Diggs, he's gonna let it be known he wants to be that guy. He wants to be that guy, and if you throw it to him, good things happen. But I feel like Justin Jefferson is like an undeniable talent. It's like you feel like you have to throw it to him when he's on the field. Stephon Diggs is like, I'm so good. Why are you not throwing the ball to me? Justin Jefferson, it's like
No,
right when
yeah.
you see that, you're like, whoa, who the fuck is that?
No, that's crazy. You said that perfectly. I feel like Stephon Diggs, that is his attitude. Like, like, I mean, shit, fuck it. I'm even gonna go to length and say it. Like, Stephon Diggs, like, just I don't know this guy personally, but he just seemed like he's like cocky, and I love it.
Yeah,
Especially when it just comes to the football shit, because like he been playing for so long, and he know like he's been good for so long. Nobody on the field can fuck with him. He know nobody can guard him. He kind of like John Morant. He's like the football. He's like the football John Morant. Like, he'll tell you like you can't guard me.
can't
He'll
fuck
tell you
with
that
me.
shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. He'll tell your whole defensive court. He'll
Nigga
tell your
write
whole
you an
defensive.
essay talking about how you can't fuck with him.
Right, for real, for real. He'll tell y'all like, you can't guard me, and it's true. They can't guard him. They have to double team him and try to scheme up little defensive schemes to kind of like jump in the way of his passes and stuff like that. But you can't really guard Stephon Diggs. But I like the way you said Justin Jefferson. He's that undeniable. Like, he is undeniable because when you see him make catches like that, like from now on, Kirk Cousins, when it's time for 4th down or 3rd and 20 or 3rd and 30, Kirk Cousins is gonna always go to Justin Jefferson from here on out. Now, just based on
That's
that damn
terrible.
catch.
And I want to bring that up. That's a great point you just made. I feel like
Mm.
that's gonna hurt Kirk Cousins in the playoffs because I feel like he's gonna stick to that to his law. Like you said, Justin
Yeah.
Jefferson's been what he's doing. So why would I stop now? If it's 3rd and 20, 3rd and whatever, I'm going to Justin Jefferson. He's my best option. But I feel like you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have Adam Thielen running a fucking straight streak wide open, and he's gonna end up forcing the ball to Jefferson instead of hitting Thielen. And
Yeah.
that could build some tension right there. But I feel like Kirk Cousins is that type of player to make dumbass plays like that when it matters at times.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too. Like I said again, I don't know these guys personally, but just kind of like observing Justin and like kind of like him being mic'd up and kind of like his attitude and seeing the way he is. I feel like he, in a sense, like comparing him to Adam, it seemed like Adam is kind of like that more kind of like reserve receiver. Like, oh, I'm just go out there and feel my way through the game and work my way
He's
into the
okay.
game.
Yeah, he's okay with sitting back.
Yeah, and Justin, he's like no, like I feel like he actually like after one drive, if he didn't get a catch, he'd go tell Kirk like Kirk, I'm gonna need at least two or three targets this next drive. Like, I don't give a fuck about nothing. Like, I feel like Justin, he's vocal. Like, he'd tell Kirk like fuck Kirk, like throw me the
Yeah,
ball. Like, I feel like he's one of those type of Terrell Owens type of receivers that he'll tell his quarterbacks off.
but that at that time, I feel like that's when you need a guy like Josh Allen compared to Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins will accept. It's times where it's okay, but I feel like Justin Jefferson, he feels so freely where he just. Cause I feel like it can sometimes get in Kirk Cousins' head. Kirk Cousins is not a dominant quarterback, like alpha male quarterback. I feel like Josh
Yeah,
Allen is gonna be like, all right, Jefferson, I hear you. You know I'm gonna get you. Trust in me. Believe in me. You know I got you. Go
yeah,
take a seat. I don't need you in my ear. And
yeah,
but Jefferson's gonna feel like at time, and I don't feel like the fans, and we don't need to be seeing Justin Jefferson chewing out Kirk. He hasn't done it this season, but once things start going a little sour, I can see Jefferson. And that also I feel like mentality wise, Diggs kind of does have a step up in that situation. when the game's on the line or the game's a lot of pressure, I feel like Justin Jefferson might start calling out Kirk a little bit, make these plays. I don't feel like Diggs will ever call out Allen. I don't care if Allen throws 4 picks. I don't care what Allen does. Like, Diggs is so loyal to his quarterback, and he believes and he knows what Josh Allen could do. And that's kind of Kirk. This is Kirk's first year. We really like, damn, is this Kirk being Kirk? Is this no more Kirk Cousins? Is this the new Kirk verified? This is what we always thought Kirk really could have been. Is this him? Maybe the coaching changed him. That's how it is now.
No, it's funny that you say that, and it's funny how we like analyze stuff like that. It's just like I'm gonna say it again. Like, we don't know these people personally, but like it just feel like we watch the game so much. We just seem like we just like know how like these guys, how they wire, how they like react to certain people. Like, I agree totally. It seemed like Kirk Cousins, and it's a few quarterbacks like this, and then you got the other quarterbacks on the opposite end, like Josh Allen, who are like that alpha male quarterback, like who know, like, I don't need you in my ear. Like, I don't worry. Like, I'm mad at myself I threw this fucking interception. I'm mad at myself that that I threw the ball low to you. And I feel like you said, Diggs is not gonna, like, nobody's gonna go to Josh Allen and yell at Josh Allen. But so far as Kirk Cousins, I feel like Kirk Cousins kind of like that pushover in a sense, like where you can yell at him and like tell him off. But I feel like quarterbacks such as like Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, obviously Tom Brady, maybe even Russell Wilson. You don't yell at guys like that. You don't yell at guys like those veteran quarterbacks that, or even like Josh Allen.
You could even say fucking Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not a fan of Jimmy, but I feel like Jimmy he's a leader.
Yeah, I feel like he's so likable.
Respect him. Right.
Yeah, like that. That's what it's about. I feel like it's the respect factor. I feel like you respect the quarterback so much. Not to say Kirk Cousins is not respected, but I just feel like the way, like, he's like, like the respect factor, like they just not gonna yell at him just because they know they're great guys. They know that they're trying their best, to win the game. They're not doing the shit on purpose. So yeah, I don't know. If you can name another person like that, probably can be like a Kirk Cousins in a sense. Like, who else would you think would be probably yelled at or kind of like pushed over? I would say like Kirk.
Kyler?
I would say Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. You think Kyler might be borderline? I think
Kyler borderline. Kyler borderline. I feel like Kyler go off back on your ass back.
Like, right. So they just start arguing.
But
when I think about Kyler, I feel like it's gonna be more of an argument than like, I'm a leader.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be more bickering, just going back and forth. Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. I ain't trying to hear this shit.
Yeah.
Y'all been arguing all goddamn practice. Shut the fuck up. We got a game this week. That's all. Yeah, will be with Kyler.
With Kyler, I feel like it'd definitely be like a Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens situation.
Right.
Where they be bickering back and forth. But I feel like like Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff. I feel like guys like so for example too, like Derek Carr, he's so respected.
I was thinking Derek Carr right now. We're really respected in my head too. I was like, Derek Carr's a really respect. It's so crazy. It was coming out the tip of my tongue, and then you said Derek Carr. I swear on my freaking kids, man. I was literally my unborn kids. I was about to say, and then I might have to look back at the replay. You can probably see my shit. So you can probably see the D. Hey, pause.
Oh, me. I
was about to say something. Nah, for real.
Yeah, Derek Carr, he's definitely one of those guys too that you can't yell at. He's respected. I'm trying to think. Even Trevor Lawrence, I feel like is pretty much respected by his team. I don't think nobody yell at Trevor Lawrence. Damn, bro, is it only Kirk Cousins is like that pushover?
Yeah, my bad. I just muted. You said, do I feel like Kirk Cousins is that pushover?
Yeah, like, do you feel like Kirk Cousins might be like the only quarterback that might be the pushover? Because I even mentioned Trevor Lawrence. I feel like Trevor Lawrence, he's pretty much respected too. Like, I just can't see nobody yelling at him. I feel like they know like he's doing his best to to try to win.
Yeah, I think Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is kind of a pushover, but I don't think it has to do with anything like a recent. I feel like it was kind of more earlier in his career. He never showed that alpha male from the get go, and then it kind of carried on. I don't feel like by the time he started to develop the alpha male, it was kind of, or he didn't really develop it still, but it's starting to. The more he got better, was the better he played. I felt like that's the more confident he got, but I still don't feel like he ever fully embraced it all. I don't know. I feel like you don't embrace it early in your career, then that's just what people see of you. The more, unless you change the narrative, you have to change the narrative. But it's
No,
kind
for
of hard
sure.
when Justin Jefferson is so fucking good. Like when he's so fucking good like that, and people seeing you play in the past, they're gonna think like Justin Jefferson's kind of making you. So your word is not as strong as it would have been without him. That's how I kind of take it.
Oh yeah, I'll take it like that too. But people,
But
people know Kirk Cousins is was always a pretty good quarterback, even dating back to when he was competing with Robert Griffin or RG3.
you said with Kirk Cousins and RG3.
Yeah, people know Kirk
That
Cousins
was with
is
Kyle Shanahan. That was way back.
yeah. People know Kirk Cousins is a pretty decent quarterback because he played pretty well with the Commanders in Washington.
Shit, not me. I remember like not Kirk Cousins, Kyle Shanahan. We had a chance to get a free agent. We ended up picking up Jimmy Garoppolo, but I remember Kirk Cousins was in the mix, talking about we're gonna get him after this free agency tenure, after this last year with the Vikings. You know, he has a great relationship with Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan kept on talking high about him, and all the Niner fans is like, "Fuck that, man! Kirk Cousins is ass." Like we didn't want him, but I think we had a kind of different view on him. But I don't even think he's a bad quarterback. I just think at times he's so inconsistent. He'll play great for a great couple games, and then he'll play bad. But let's get off this. We were talking about the Vikings for a minute. Moving on to the next game, we had the Cardinals versus the Lions. I mean the Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Rams. And you said if McCoy ended up playing this game that they were going to end up winning because the Rams he didn't trust their backup quarterback, and I see why. He threw his first touchdown out of however many games, so he finally got it. And it was literally on the last play of the game in garbage time against the Cardinals. So, cheers to him. Congratulations on your first touchdown. But why did you feel like Colt McCoy gave him the best chance heading into this week or heading into that last week?
Just because Colt McCoy has been in the league for a very long time, and I feel like that experience really, really do mean something. To be honest, like the Rams, their quarterback he was a veteran too, but he wasn't. He didn't really have
He's
that
only
many snaps
been,
under.
I think, in the league since 2019.
Yeah, he didn't like just knowing Colt McCoy. Like another guy I've been following for a long time. He was a great high school. He was like a legendary high school quarterback. He was a legendary college quarterback at the University of Texas. He kind of been forgot about in the league. Just because sometimes you get guys that might be a little better than you. You know, the talent is just so great in the NFL, especially at quarterback. You only can play one. Only one quarterback can play one. When you get receivers, you can throw four up in there, or running back rotate two. But Colt McCoy is a great quarterback. And I knew that like I was saying last week, if he played against this damn backup quarterback against the Rams, Colt McCoy is gonna pull it out. And you got D Hop, and I feel like they had a little more talent on the offense because the Rams weren't missing Cooper Kupp or whatnot.
I think he ended up getting hurt like midway through the game, early in the game.
Yeah.
He was at first. Yeah, he ended up getting hurt though.
Yeah, I feel like that might have been a factor too. But no, yeah, I feel like the Cardinals had a better. Okay, I feel like the Cardinals basically they were really well prepared for this game because they basically probably knew that Kyler wasn't gonna practice. I mean, wasn't gonna play because he wasn't really practicing during the week. So I feel like they already had Kirk. I mean, not Kirk. I'm sorry. They already had McCoy. Pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, so when I was watching this game, it looked like Colt McCoy looked a lot more comfortable than Kyler Murray in this system. It felt like the system, it kind of looked like it was written for him in a way. He stood in the pocket, he made throws, and when he was mobile when he had to be. Unlike Kyler, I feel like Kyler, he's mobile at times when he doesn't need to be mobile. It's like, why are you running out the pocket? There's no reason to run out the pocket. But Colt McCoy stood in that pocket. He made deep throws. He made throws on target. He was hitting Hopkins. Like, him and Hopkins' connection looked better than him and Kyler's connection. And then he also fed the ball to Moore. He tried to spread the ball around. I really like what I seen from Colt McCoy. And like you said, he's been in the league for a while. I remember playing with him back in the day in Madden. I was like, fuck, I got to use Colt McCoy. I remember I used to be like, fuck, I got to use him. But like Colt McCoy is just a solid backup. You said a lot of teams are going to start. I remember you said a lot of teams should start investing more into these backup quarterbacks. And I feel like Colt McCoy is a solid backup. He's damn near a borderline starter at times. Even at his age, if you need him for 2-3 games, he's going to come in. He's going to strap up. He's going to be professional. He's going to make plays. And I really feel like he could be possibly better for this team than Kyler Murray is. What's your take on that? Let it be known.
I mean, I like how you worded that because you didn't say he's better than Kyler Murray. Obviously, you said he's better for the team than Kyler
Right.
Murray. Um, shit, maybe the offense because like I studied this type of offense a lot. Knowing that Cliff Kingsbury came from Texas Tech, that air raid system. That's all they do is just fucking gunsling it. Like Pat Mahomes, no, they throw the ball. Um, and it's funny that you say that too, Bill, because at Texas Tech, even when Cliff Kingsbury was there, they never really had a running. They never really had a running quarterback, and it makes sense just because like Baker started his freshman year there. He walked on and started right away. Baker's not mobile. He was never mobile. He was just
Yeah, you know,
gunslinger.
he could be mobile if he has to, but you know, he's not really a scramble type of guy. He's more, I'm gonna have to make if I gotta use my legs, I'll use them. But Kyler's like, I kind of feel like he's legs first at times.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say too. Like Baker and like Colt McCoy and guys like that, they all kind of remind me of each other just a little bit because, like you said, like they can be mobile when they need to, but they're not no Lamar Jackson. They're not no Kyler Murray's with their legs. You know, they're
Yeah,
not no Trey Lances and shit like that. But no, yeah, I feel like this offense though is pretty much built for like that gunslinger pocket passer. Um, and I like you said, I feel like shit, Kyler, he needs to go back and look at the damn film and evaluate his play. And that's been going around a lot actually. People have been talking about Kyler and film. I don't really want to dive too much into Kyler in the film situation, but damn, is it true? It got me wondering, like, is Kyler
yeah,
not watching film or like what is the case? Because like you said, like you mentioned too, like he's abandoned in the pocket too early when he doesn't really have to. So it's like, damn, Kyler, are you watching film and are you really evaluating, the offense? Like, what is going on?
yeah. It looked like he was making some back shoulder throws. Like it just looked like he understood the offense more when I was watching McCoy. It looked like he knew where these players were supposed to be, where some of these
Mhm.
throws were supposed to go. Like he underthrew a couple throws on purpose. Like it wasn't on accident. He knew that Hopkins was gonna be turning around, so he underthrew it. And at times, I don't know if Kyler fully understands the game. I don't know if he understands that these defenders are gonna be here, so I gotta make this play here. Okay, they're gonna be over top, so let me throw it underneath. And with McCoy, I think it looked like he understood the short routes he had to throw. It's kind of like a Geno Smith situation. Geno Smith's been in the league so long, he's been in with so much different quarterbacks, so many different programs that he understands the game. It's so much slower for him now compared to Kyler Murray. He's only been in the league for what 4 years? Four
Yeah,
years,
that's
something
funny that
like
you mentioned
that.
Gino. Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned Gino because that I don't know why another quarterback that popped in my head that kind of falls into that category is Teddy Bridgewater. He's a veteran quarterback. He's been in the game so long that he just know how to manage the game. I don't know if you remember when Tua got hurt this season when he went out with that crazy concussion, but Teddy Bridgewater came right into the game and shit led them down the field and they scored a touchdown. And
Played efficient, yeah.
it was just fun. It was just funny to me. Like I was just happy for Teddy because like I was just happy in that moment because I'm just like, damn, I grew up watching Teddy Bridgewater at Louisville, and he was such a beast on the Vikings. And it sucks kind of like what happened to his career, but like quarterbacks like that, maybe they might not get a starting job again, but thank God for backup quarterbacks and unfortunately guys be getting hurt, but that's football, especially with quarterbacks, you can not all the time you can see your hits coming, so I feel like
Right.
you get injured a lot, and when you got backup quarterbacks like that are able to come into the game and not miss a beat, that should help your team out a lot. So shout out to the teams that look out for the backup quarterbacks and put them in the best situations possible.
That's facts. I totally agree. And moving on to this very last game, you had the last game we're gonna talk about today. So you had the Cowboys versus the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. The Cowboys been looking pretty good. You know, I think they were like 6-3 heading into this game, something like that. And then you had the
Mhm.
Packers. It was a reunion with Mike McCarthy and the Packers. And the Packers, they were leading 20, I want to 28-14 going into, or no, the Cowboys were leading 28-14 going into the fourth quarter. But Sammy, why am I forgetting this nigga's name, bro? Watson. So Watson. So
Oh,
Cowboys were
Christian
20.
Watson.
Yeah, Christian Watson. Played with Trey Lance. I just couldn't remember his name. I don't know why. He's a young receiver. But
Two light
going
skinned
into the
niggas.
Exactly. Going into the fourth quarter, the Cowboys were up 28-14, looking like they just had to close out the game, looking like they're gonna get the dub. Christian Watson ended up getting hot with Aaron Rodgers. It was his breakout game. He had like 3 touchdowns, 4 catches for 3 touchdowns, 102 yards. It was a breakout game. They was comparing him to the Randy Moss game. You know when he went crazy for like 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. He did his shit back in the day. But do you
Hell
think
yeah.
that Aaron Rodgers finally found his number one? You think Christian Watson established himself as a real NFL wide receiver?
Yeah, I definitely do. I feel like I'm happy for Christian Watson, to be honest, just because I've been following Christian Watson for I would say for a long time. I've been following him for this past year. Ever since I kind of like looked at the combine, and I seen his combine stats. I seen that he was measured up at 6'4". He was like 205, 210. He ran like a 4.35. I'm just like, damn, that's like Julio Jones type of combine right there, you know. So I'm like, damn, like that's why I was surprised that. I mean, that's why I wasn't surprised that the Packers wasn't really trying to, get a receiver earlier in the year, just because I'm like, okay, you just drafted two, young receivers with Romeo Dubs and Christian Watson in the draft. So I feel like they were trying to, like don't get me wrong, I feel like the media and like people always try to like make shit worse than what it is. I don't feel like they were necessarily not trying to sign a receiver. Like, bro, they drafted two young guys. Like they were trying to look out for their future. They were trying to look out for Aaron Rodgers. They got
I don't know
two
about
big
Aaron
play.
Rodgers. Future, yeah, I agree. Future, but I don't know about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers really only got like maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe one more year. I don't think they're looking out for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how much a rookie quarterback or rookie wide receiver is really gonna do for him. He's getting older. Who knows? He could lose a step at any time. So why are you bringing rookie wide receivers that could take 3 to 4 years to really fully develop?
Well, that's tough. It's tricky to say because like it's not all rookie receivers take that long to develop though. Like
True.
Justin Jefferson bought out in his first year.
When was he drafted?
Jamar Chase bought out in his first year. So sometimes it's kind of tricky. It's a hit or miss sometimes. And like I said too, when you got a guy who was very productive in college, sometimes like they don't miss a beat. So shit, like we wouldn't have had a discussion if Christian Watson would have came right. Like just say, what if he would have made that big catch against the Vikings when he dropped that damn pass early in the year?
So
Good.
what round was Justin Jefferson drafted in?
I think it was first round. He was first
round, right? I thought it was like what pick was he? It was early, right? I thought it was pretty high. Like
yeah, he was like 22nd or 21st. I know Rager was right before him. I think Jefferson was like 20th or 21st. He was in the 20s.
That was a stacked wide receiver year, right?
Yeah, that was pretty stacked.
Right? That's why when I'm looking at Christian Watson, he's coming from a smaller school. He's coming from the wide receiver class wasn't the craziest. It was pretty good, but it wasn't like the years prior. So I'm just looking at it like you're taking a chance. You're pulling in a guy from a small school. Like they look at Trey Lance like that. So why are you not looking at Christian Watson like that?
I was about to say that.
You know what I'm saying? You look at he's coming from a small school. He hasn't played top competition, but you draft Christian Watson to one of the most valuable franchises to ever play in the NFL.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like the media do be trying to blow things out of proportion. I'm gonna stick to what I'm saying. I feel like the Packers were trying to look out for Aaron Rodgers in a sense, like not like just we're gonna get you the best receiver on the market, but I feel like they were
we're gonna trade your best wide receiver and get some picks. That's what they're thinking. Yeah, that's how we're gonna help you. We gonna get rid of. Hey, we're gonna get rid of every weapon. You could throw the picks. No playoffs for you. Fuck it.
Nah, yeah, I feel like what they were trying to do. I feel like they were trying to put more speed around Aaron because Devontae wasn't a speedster. I feel like when they picked up Sammy had that elusiveness. Sammy Watkins, they picked up elusiveness and speed. And then you got Christian Watson 4.3. You got Romeo Dubs 4.3. I feel like they were trying to put more speed around Aaron, especially knowing that running game is getting pretty good. Because Aaron Rodgers never really had a running game until recently with Aaron Jones and I forgot my guy name Quadzilla. What's his name? The running back. Dillon.
AJ Dillon for the Cowboys.
Yeah, AJ Dillon.
Packers.
Yeah, AJ Dillon. So yeah, I feel like now that they finally got a running game, I feel like they try to put speed around Aaron. But yeah, I feel like Christian Watson. I feel like I feel like he's gonna continue to break out. I feel like this game was a tremendous game for him. I'm happy for him, but I feel like shit. I feel like Christian Watson might be the number one target going forward. Shit, hopefully he continues to do his thing.
And I was talking about later in the game. So the Cowboys, they had a chance to win. It was a 4th and 4. They could have gone, or not a chance to win. They had a chance to go up in overtime, and it was a 4th and 4. And instead of going for the field goal, it would have been a 53-yard field goal. They end up going for it on 4th down. They don't end up converting. The Packers end up taking the ball downfield, going for the field goal, and they end up winning the game. Do you feel like what was the reason behind Mike McCarthy not going for the field goal? It was a 53-yarder. I felt like they could have went up by 3 and then trusted in the defense. Sure, you let them score the prior 2 possessions, but you've been having a solid defense all year. Why not trust in Diggs? Why not trust in Parsons? Why not trust in your guys that you've been putting your faith in?
No, yeah, I agree. I agree for sure. I was even like, I mean, that's our division rivals. I'm an Eagle fan. Fuck the Cowboys. But
yeah, so it's fucking
when I was
right.
watching
I'm a Niners fan. Fuck it.
yeah,
You know how
but
it
when I
is.
was watching the game, I was surprised too. I'm like, why the fuck is they going for it? I'm just like, I mean, honestly, it's overtime, but this is not college. This is not college rules. Bro, go score. I mean, kick that field goal and trust your defense. That's what I would have done, especially knowing how much people been raving about Cowboys defense this, Cowboys defense that. This is one of the best defenses we ever seen. Da 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 da. They got all these great DBs. You would think that your head coach would trust your defense. I mean, me personally, I would have trusted that defense. If it was any other team,
Right.
maybe not. But knowing how the Cowboys been playing these past few games and ever since the season started on defense, I would have trusted Micah Parsons, bro. I would have trusted DeMarcus Lawrence. I would have trusted Trayvon Diggs. I would have trusted my
Yeah.
guys. So
To me, it felt like
I wouldn't have went for it. I would have kicked that field goal and I would have trusted my defense.
yeah, to me it felt like Mike McCarthy. Maybe he showed Aaron Rodgers a little bit too much respect. He was coming back home. Maybe he felt like, this is Aaron Rodgers, this is back-to-back MVP. Let's try to finish this now. Let's not even give him an opportunity to get the ball back, which I understand. But if you look at the Packers right now, like you said, you told me I can't keep looking at the Packers like the Packers was the Packers of the old. I got to look at them as the Packers of the new, and the Packers of the new ain't been playing great. They ain't been making the same plays that they're used to making. So I felt like, why would you not go for that 53-yard field goal? Put your team up 3, trust your defense to make a stop. I don't know if the Packers would have ended up being able to drive the ball down 85 yards, 80 yards down the field to go score a touchdown. Even if they score a field goal, it's going to be a tie. You might get a chance to get the ball again. But I really don't feel like the Packers would have been able to drive the ball down 80 yards downfield, score a touchdown, and take that lead, and get the win. Yeah, I didn't understand Mike McCarthy. Why not go for that field goal? It's only 53. 53 yards is pretty deep. And I seen Troy Aikman said, like, oh, if you miss it, you're gonna give Aaron Rodgers if you miss the field goal, you'll be giving the ball to the Packers at the 53-yard line or at the 50-yard line. But if you miss the 4th down, then you're gonna give them the ball either way. So why not go for the 3? Go for the shirt 3. Or not shirt 3, it's still 53 yards, but why not go for the lead?
I'm about to say, shit, who knows? Like you said, it could have been 50-50 kick. I agree with you. I feel like, why not go for the 50-50, basically free throw instead of, why would you not go for the 50-50 try rather than go for the thing that you're going to give them the ball back anyway, but at least if you kick the field goal, you have a shot of getting 3 points, So
yeah, it's really like, why would you go for the half court shot instead of the 3-pointer?
Exactly.
They both hard, but go for the 3 instead of the half court.
Mm-hmm. And they both gonna get you the same amount of points. Well, the you know what I mean.
Yeah. I didn't really understand it, but that's why the Cowboys end up losing. And do you feel like maybe the Packers are back? The Packers are back in the playoff mix. They back in the Super Bowl contention mix.
I ain't gonna say Super Bowl contention. I feel like maybe in a division. Nah, I don't think maybe in a division they got a shot at maybe getting a wild card spot, or in the NFC maybe they got a shot. Maybe.
Careful what you say with that maybe, because you told me just I want to say a week ago that the Bears would beat out the Packers to make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's true. I still believe in the Bears. I believe in the Bears. They had a tough game against the Lions, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe though, because maybe you never know. Like it's Aaron, bro. Bro, when I seen that game, I didn't think Aaron was gonna lead the Packers back from 14-0 or 2 touchdowns down. But hey, that's Aaron. Aaron pulled it off. That's goat shit.
And that's true.
However, goat can get it done.
When the season was on the line at the most, you get the ball to number 12, you give it to your GOAT, he makes a play. You know, and that's Aaron Rodgers. I don't know about in the playoffs, but at least for as far as the regular season, you got Aaron Rodgers, you give him the ball. But let's dive into this next one. Let's see if I can share this. Oh yeah, all right. So going in today, you got the 6-3 Tennessee Titans going against the 4-6 Packers. We were just talking about the Packers, how they were just coming off a great win. Who you got going into today's game?
Ooh. They playing in Lambeau?
They are playing the Lambeau.
Who's playing? Malik Willis or
it's Ryan Tannehill? Yeah, Ryan Tannehill.
Damn, tough. I'm gonna have to go with the Titans. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Titans. I think Derrick Henry just.
I think Derrick in the Lambeau field.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry too much. He's just that nigga, man. It's gonna be cold. I feel like even though Green Bay defense is used to the weather, but I feel like the way Derrick Henry gonna run tonight, he's gonna be running so hard, and it's gonna be too cold to tackle, and they're gonna be hurting. I feel like Derrick Henry gonna do his thing.
I'm gonna have to go. I want to go with the Titans. I think the Titans probably are the safe pick. But I think the Packers, they coming off with full confidence. They're coming off with momentum. I think the Packers believe that they really can make a move for the playoffs. And if they want to make it, they got to win this game. It's a winnable game. And I'm gonna trust the Packers defense going against Ryan Tannehill. I think he's gonna give him a few opportunities to make a chance at the ball. But like you said, Derrick Henry, that's gonna be the biggest question. Are they gonna be able to stop Derrick Henry? But are they gonna be the Packers that I want them to be? Are they gonna be able to run the ball? Are they gonna get the ball to AJ Dillon? Are they going to get a ball to Aaron Jones? That's kind of the sketchy part with the Packers, because sometimes they get a little too pass happy. If they stay to their principles, stay down to the run game, I think the Packers should be able to win this game. But what's your score prediction for it?
I think it's gonna be the Derrick Henry show. My score prediction is gonna be, I say it's gonna be 31-21. I got the Tennessee Titans winning by 10.
31-21. I'm gonna go 28-20, 28-21. I'm gonna go 28-21. I feel like Packers gonna win this game. Christian Watson, I don't think he's gonna have as big as a game as he had last week. He might even have a quiet ass game. He might have one of those games where, sometimes you come off a real hot game, so especially only 4 days later, it comes back. You cool down the next game. He's a rookie. He has to try to find that consistency in his play. So we'll see though. Maybe he keeps it going, maybe he doesn't. But I think the Packers take this one today.
No, yeah, I think the Titans gonna. Yeah, Titans gonna run that shit down their throat, boss.
Yes, sir. And moving on to his very last one. Very last one. A lot of shit's changed since the last time we looked at this screen, man. Hold on. Oh, actually.
Hey, who sang that song? That's on your
Oh, an intro?
Yeah.
That's my boy Sid.
That shit hard.
Yeah, he got a couple hard ass songs. I ain't going. I may be going crazy. But
at least I want some different shit.
And I was, it's crazy. I was one of his first songs, bro. Like when he really was early to it. And now he been rapping for 2 years now.
Oh,
and that song was made a year and a half ago, a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah. She been rapping longer than that, but I feel like taking it serious last 2 years. I remember in high school, this nigga was just freestyling and shit. I used to try to get up in that shit. My shit was weak as fuck. Nigga could not rap.
Was he good at freestyling though?
Yeah, he could spit. He was pretty much the only nigga that could spit, to be honest.
Damn.
only nigga. But he was a baller though. He was a basketball player though, so he never really took rapping like too serious. And he was a baller. Nigga was the only nigga that could really dunk at the school too.
Damn, so he's a tall nigga.
Tall nigga. He like 6'1", 6 foot.
Yeah, that nigga was dunking on niggas.
Yeah, he dunking. Wide open though. He ain't about to just go yam on a nigga, but he get dunking if it's open. Yeah, he'll dunk it if it's open though. But I want to remember we looked at this probably like a week ago. We looked at the playoff picture a week ago, and a lot of things have changed. You got the Buffalo Bills. You know, they were the top seed at first. It was the Eagles versus the Bills. They ended up moving down. Where are they at right now? Now they're at the 6th seed. So a lot of things have changed. But let's go from the last playoff seed to the first playoff seed. Who do you think is going to win these games? So with the first game, you got the Buccaneers versus the New York Giants. We don't got to dive too deep on them. Let's just do winners and losers, maybe like one topic about them. But who do you think the bill between the Buccaneers and the New York Giants? Who do you got winning?
I would say Buccaneers. I just think Tom Brady is the obvious GOAT, and I just feel like he's not gonna let Danny Dimes beat him. And it's not about letting Danny Dimes beat you, but I just feel like when it gets to playoff time, I feel like Tom Brady at least gonna win that first game before he go out.
Hey, out of anybody that's saying that is so fucking ironic, being out of Eagles fans' mouth. Y'all had Jared Goff and y'all ended up beating him, so don't rule out Danny Dimes.
Man,
I'm not Jared Goff. Y'all had who y'all have? Fucking what's his name that won the Super Bowl?
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles. Y'all had Nick Foles. Speaking on the Eagles fan, y'all had Nick Foles and he won the championship. So why Danny Dimes can't do it?
True, but then I wasn't no backup.
Nick Foles is pretty much a backup. He started for like 2 years maybe out of his career, 2-3 years maybe. He pretty much is a backup. But moving on.
No, you're right though. They nice, he can do it, but I just don't think he's the guy.
So you gonna take Buccaneers?
Yeah, I take Buccaneers. Yeah, I take Buccaneers. I got the score being 24-14.
24-14 Buccaneers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Buccaneers, but instead I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go 28. I'm gonna go 28-7. I think the Buccaneers should scrape them. I don't think the Giants are as. I think they showed a lot of improvement. They're a lot better than what we see in previous years. They're still out there. They still got a lot of work to do. But it's good to see the Giants winning. It's good to see their fans happy. They believe in them. They believe in New York again. They got something to wake up and be happy about. But that Sunday, they gonna be mad as fuck because they about to spank the Buccaneers. Gonna spank their shit across left and up and down that field. For the Jets versus the Jets versus the Baltimore Ravens. Who do you got in this game? Let me know.
Jets Ravens. I got the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson gonna win another playoff game, especially the first round of the games. I feel like Lamar Jackson I feel like he got this though. I feel like that running game gonna get it going. I feel like the running game is really gonna take over this game. I feel like Lamar Jackson gonna do his thing with his legs and through the air. But I feel like he gonna maybe rush for 100 yards, and I feel like the running back, whoever starts that day, or maybe even a committee of running backs, I feel like as a whole they're gonna go over about 200 yards as a team. And I feel like that running game is really gonna be a strength against that New York Jets defense.
And this kind of like what I said with the last team with the New York Giants. You got the Jets. The Jets still another improvement team. They still haven't done anything. They're still trying to. It's just one of those teams that snuck in. You know how there's always a little extra playoff spot, so they're gonna make it in there. Kind of like the shittiest of the shittiest kind of fight their way to get in. And I'm not saying the Jets are a shitty team. They've been looking fair this season, but they not a team like the Baltimore Ravens, like the Eagles, like the Chiefs. I don't feel like they're a real top tier contender. So I'm gonna take the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm gonna take it in another blowout. I'm gonna say a 24-10 game for the Jets versus the Baltimore Ravens. I would be really surprised if the Jets end up beating out the Baltimore Ravens.
No, yeah, I'd be surprised too, for real, especially with Josh Wilson.
And I feel like this next game should be a pretty good game. You'll have the 6 seed versus the 3 seed, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh yeah, that should be a great game. I got the Seahawks in the upset, and I got the score being. I got the score being. I feel like it's gonna be a decently scoring game. I feel like it's gonna be 28-24.
I was thinking around that. That same score. I'm gonna go like 20. I'm gonna go 21-24. I'm gonna go Dallas Cowboys. The Seattle Seahawks, they're gonna put up a fight. I think Dallas has more to fight for. I feel like they gotta prove to not just them, but their America's team. Jerry Jones, he put a lot of money into this team. They don't really have years where they can keep blowing by. They've had 3 or 4 years where they wasted. So this is the year. If you lose to the Seattle Seahawks, Dak's gone, Zeke's gone. Pretty much that whole team, they're gonna blow up that whole team.
Gone.
If you lose to the Seattle Seahawks in the first round, there's no way you can stick with that team. Being with Geno Smith, who knows if DK is gonna be playing at that time? I think he's been good of recent, but I don't think you could walk in and lose to the Seattle Seahawks and be like, "Damn, we're the Dallas Cowboys." Like the Dallas Cowboys losing
Right.
to Geno Smith and Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll damn near the same age as Jerry Jones. The fuck?
For real.
What the fuck? Come on now, I'm too old to be coaching this shit. But yeah. So and then with the 6th seed against the third seed for the AFC, you'll have the Buffalo Bills versus the Tennessee Titans. And I'm gonna speak on this game. I'm gonna go with the Bills. The Bills should. I don't want to say run away with it, but I think they'll run away with it. Probably like after the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, will probably be a neck to neck game. Assuming Derrick Henry's able to run the ball against them, but if he's not able to run the ball against them, then it could be an ugly game. Because if you take Derrick Henry out the equation for that Tennessee Titans team, it's pretty much just a average football team, a regular ass football team. So I'm gonna go Buffalo Bills in the final score. I'm gonna go shit. Let's go 30 to 18 or 17. 30-17 Bills.
All right, I got Bills. I got the Bills winning 30 to 27.
30-27. Okay, you got a pretty close game. You think Tennessee's gonna be able to go head up with them?
Yeah, I thought they will.
Mm-hmm. And then next week, the 7th seed versus the 2 seed. You got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Minnesota Vikings. And I remember last week we were looking at this. I remember we were like, oh, this is a playoff rematch. Was it the Vikings last week too? Also, was it the Niners versus the Vikings in that conference too, or in that last screen?
I don't believe so.
I think it was a team they played though, but in the playoffs, I don't know who it was. But so you'll have the Vikings versus the San Francisco 49ers. That would be a good ass game. It'll be a playoff rematch. You had seen it a couple years ago. And the Vikings ended up getting shut out by the Niners. The Niners absolutely worked them. The offensive line couldn't hold up. Yeah, Kirk Cousins under pressure all day. Nick Bosa was coming through that line. But who do you think will win this game with the San Francisco 49ers versus the Vikings?
I would go with. Ooh, that's tricky. I would go with the Vikings just because Kirk.
Wow. What score prediction?
Yeah, I would go Vikings. Score prediction probably about. I want to say 43 to 35.
42-35. Yeah. I'm gonna go with the Niners, and I'm gonna go 27 to 21. And I think the defensive line for the 49ers is going to be causing pressure. Like I said, they played them previously. It looked like Kirk Cousins had no time. I don't know how much has really changed for the offensive line. The only much has really changed since then is probably coaching a couple other players, but the Niners still got a solid ass defense. They got pretty much the same defense as they had back at that time. But now you got Christian McCaffrey, you got a better Brandon Ayuk, you got a better Deebo Samuels, you got a whole team full of better players. So I feel like the Niners should be able to beat the Vikings. I don't know, but the Niners they're pretty soft at corner, so I feel like Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, that could be a problem. But moving on, we got the Miami Dolphins versus the Patriots.
Miami Dolphins, Patriots. Ooh, it's a good one. I got the Dolphins though. I think Tyreek Hill gonna go crazy, and then Tua been playing really well this season so far. So I think Tua gonna beat the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. Tua, the Dolphins got a better team. I don't even know what's going on with the Patriots. To be honest, the Patriots It looked like last year they had a chance, but Mac Jones this year, when the pressure's on him, when he's forced to be a real quarterback, a little bit less hand holding, it hasn't been holding up here. He was injured early in the season. And the Patriots seem like they just haven't been able to figure it out. The Dolphins, they look like they're the probably before Tua got hurt, they were looking like they're the best team in the league, and they still a top 3 team in the league. So I just feel like the Patriots don't got enough. They don't got what it takes. And if the Super Bowl started today, it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Eagles.
I don't want that.
I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs. I feel like they'll work the Eagles. To be honest, I think that would be a blowout. I don't think the Eagles played real competition yet, and I feel like that would be the best competition that they faced off. And I wouldn't want to see a team that I haven't even played like near to their competition. I wouldn't want to have to meet them in the Super Bowl at the biggest point of it, like at the biggest time of the season. I wouldn't want to meet them in the Super Bowl.
That's true, but fuck it. All right, if you're going to the Super Bowl, you gotta pull your fears away. You're there now, so you gotta really go hard.
I don't know. I feel like it'll be a blowout. I feel like it'll be a bad Super Bowl. I'm gonna say like 27. I'm gonna say 35-14.
Damn.
35-14. Chiefs. Who you taking in that game?
I got Eagles. My final score will be 28-17.
28-17.
I probably will win by 10.
What makes you think that? I'm just like, I'm so curious because y'all haven't played a team nowhere near the Chiefs' capability. Yeah, their level, their capability. What makes you think that?
Because I feel like even though Andy Reid ain't coached the Eagles in so long, we still got the same GM, same owner. I feel like they study him. They know what he likes to do. They know like he likes to throw screens. We know a lot of stuff about Andy Reid. So I feel like that's the reason why we can hang in there with the Chiefs, because I feel like we've been dissecting Andy Reid's brain for a while.
I don't know. I don't feel like no team's been able to stop the Chiefs. I don't know if the Eagles will be able to do it. I don't know if I've seen enough. I don't know. Like the defense, look, they just gave up a game against Colt McCoy. Or not against Colt McCoy, against Tyler Heineke.
Sure.
All they had to do was touch him. Graham ended up whacking him. Maybe that happens against the Chiefs. Maybe they whack Pat Mahomes. I don't know.
He got to know better. He got to know better from the last time.
Man, how sick would that make you? That shit happened in the Super Bowl, though. And they caught that fucking flag. That make me not want to even watch the NFL no more.
What Super Bowl from last year?
No, if the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl with the Eagles this year and they finished how that last game against Washington finished.
Oh my god! I was thinking about that. I for sure I'll probably cuss the referee out right then and there.
Right, like I would probably not quit watching football because that should have been too soft for me. I'm like, damn, bro, y'all caught that flag with how many people got money on this game?
Right.
How many people paid to watch this game? Futures is on the line, and then but the shady part is, let's say like the other team end up coming back. They end up coming back and winning the game. Or let's go back to this last game. So let's say the Eagles end up winning that game, and then Heineke's gonna be like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like nobody called the flag. He clearly hit me." But I don't know. You gotta trust the defense gonna make a play.
You're right though. If he didn't throw the flag, it was a major controversy as to again why they're not protecting the quarterback.
Exactly. So it's like, damn, you just kind of sometimes you just gotta make the right play. But if it's the Super Bowl, you gotta make the right play for everybody. The league.
Yeah, you gotta make the right play and make the right judgment.
And that's the time I feel like you just have to take some time, talk about it. That's what they should have did. Take some time, talk about it, see if we're gonna call it or not, instead of just calling it right off the bat. That's what you gotta do. But I think we're gonna call it a day, bro. I think we're gonna call it a day at that. I think we got everything we need to talk about. It's gonna be. I haven't checked the games for this week, but I'm pretty sure this should be some good games. Did you look at anything? What's good? I know it's like the Chargers versus the Chiefs. That'll be a good game. Niners versus Arizona and Mexico. And then there was another primetime game that was
Are they
pretty
playing in
good.
Mexico? They
Yeah, they're
playing
playing.
in Mexico on Monday night.
Yeah, Monday Night Football in Mexico.
All right.
Shit about to be crazy. I wanted to go to that game, but I ain't had no passport. Shit. And then I was kind of scared to go to Mexico too. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, shit.
I don't blame you, nigga. I've been
It is pretty crazy right out there right now. So
oh yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, nigga. I've been some people that, and people like, why, bro? It's not even like that. I'm like, bro, you got me fucked up. And the people that say it's not even like that are the people that's Mexican. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to go out there and not speak Spanish, and then the motherfuckers looking at me crazy.
hell yeah, I really gotta be with you all the time. I can't go by myself. I gotta be with you. You gotta be able to talk for me. You gotta be able to communicate. If anything happens to you, I'm fucked. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm in a whole nother country.
Bro, didn't the Jets just play the Patriots?
You said who?
Didn't the Jets just play the Patriots last week? No, they played the.
Nah, I feel like that was a couple of weeks ago. I thought they didn't play since like the beginning of the season. I thought maybe I'm tripping though.
Man, I'm over looking at the schedule. Eagles, Colts. Ooh, what's been going?
Hey, I think Colts could beat y'all. I said that too.
The Colts with Matt
Eagles
Ryan?
could take back. I think Eagles take back-to-back losses this week.
I thought it
We're
was
gonna have to call it a prediction still, but I think Eagles gonna take back-to-back losses this week. I like Saturday. He got this team believing in themselves. Matt Ryan looked good. It's a couple things they gotta iron out. Hopefully they figured it out. But Jonathan Taylor, I feel like he could be a problem for the Eagles. Are y'all going over there to Lucas Stadium?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got Indianapolis this week. Back-to-back losses. Eagles start to crumble. People questioning them. Eagles probably get it back on track, but I think back-to-back losses this week.
Nah. Yeah, bro, y'all play on Monday night. 49ers Cardinals.
Hey, you seen how the last predictions been going?
I know, bro.
I've been spanking you, man.
Bro, it's hard, bro. Bro, it's crazy. That's why I don't. This is a perfect example of why I don't gamble. Because, bro, I refuse to be spending like $20 here, $20 there on like sports bets, and then my shit don't hit. Nigga, my uncle, bro. This nigga used to get so mad because nigga he'd be like literally 2 games away from winning like $18,000. Legit. Nigga, he'd be 2 games away. For example, I remember one time shit was crazy, bro. And don't get me wrong, sometimes he'd hit for a good amount. But he was such an addict to where like whatever he won, he'd like start spending that shit like on more bets and shit. I swear. Yeah. But anyway, nigga, like every team won. So let's say for example, if you're looking at this game like last game, like Raiders versus the Colts last week. Bro, he'll win every game except for like that one game. And because you lost that one game, like obviously you don't get nothing.
Oh, you have to. So here's you gotta win all games. You gotta win.
Yeah, you gotta win all your games, and they got about 10 games in there. So you really gotta pick 10 winners to win the game. You ain't gotta guess no score.
Yeah, you ain't gotta guess the whole. You ain't gotta guess the whole league. Just like, wait, is that 10 games? Is 10 games the whole league, or like a whole week of football?
Nah,
is that all the teams, or I know because teams.
Yeah, my bad.
I sound like probably like 1 or 2 less.
I know it's 32 teams. 2 times 10 is 20. Probably about 3 or 4 left.
Yeah, a couple other teams, but yeah, you're doing majority of the league. I think I could do it, but damn, that's a hard gamble. Like I'd rather see like California, they just got denied because we just did our voting and shit in California. It wasn't even close. Like California got hella outvoted to vote for legalizing gambling and shit again. But I don't know. It's only because the state wasn't gonna be making as much money for it. Like they don't have too much guidelines or restrictions, so it's more like the gambling, they're gonna make hella money, but California wouldn't really make too much, and that's why California really denied it. It wasn't for us. They trying to make sure it's not betting down here for a minute until California is getting paid for it.
You think if they would have approved it, you think they would have probably built like more casinos down here, like in California?
Nigga, I would have been. No, it was only for sports gambling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would have been rich, nigga. I would have been, man. You would have seen me in a mansion off of fucking football bets next year.
Man,
I
used to think about that. I wish, bro. I wish it was that easy.
Right.
Shit, maybe somebody has won a lot of money based off of football bets.
Shit, the nigga from the Astros won 18 million on baseball. What's the Mattress King nigga?
No word.
Yeah, you know, remember the nigga that be going into all the Astro games betting and shit. He made the biggest sports bets in the biggest sports bet in betting history or sports gambling history. I think it was like he turned like a tiny ass bet. I think it was like either 18 or 80. It might have been like it was something filthy. It was like a crazy ass million. It was up there, and I was like, damn. And he didn't really put too much down. Like I think he might have put like 500,000 to $1 million down, and he ended up getting like some like fat ass number, like some huge ass number. Like imagine if you would have just put like 2,000, nigga, you would have ended up walking out with like a couple mil just from putting 2,000, or like, or you would have walked out with a couple hundred, like damn near $1 million, if not just from putting like 1,000.
True.
And it's like he barely put like $1 million is a lot of money, but when you got money, it's not a lot of money. But like, when you got yeah, if you like, if you got perfectly. Yeah, if you got millions and shit, like 500,000 to $1 million is not a lot. But like if you like us, then like that shit sound like hella money. But as soon as you get it, that shit go like this. You could blow off $1 million hella quick if you really think about it. Shit.
That's what my mom used to say. That's a lot of money when you ain't got it.
Right. Shit. Even if you got it, that's still a lot of money. But it's like in the wrong nigga hands, shit is not a lot of money.
Like, I remember my cousin was telling me how him and his homie had got into it because I guess the homie had like let that nigga hold some shit. Yeah. So basically, long story short, my cousin owed this nigga like $200-$300. But my cousin kind of was like, I don't even know why the nigga was tripping like that. That's not even a lot of money. I'm like, shit, that's a lot of money when you ain't got it.
When you ain't got it, nigga. I need my $300.
Nigga, on God, I told my cousin too. I was like, bro, I understand, nigga, you my cousin and all, but nigga, to be 100. If it was me in my situation, $200-$300 is a lot, nigga. I would have been mad too.
Right. Especially like when you let somebody borrow something, like nigga,
it's exactly. It ain't like I let you have it, nigga. It wasn't like I was like, don't get me wrong, I was looking out, but I was letting you borrow it because you needed it at the time. But the thing with that situation is, my cousin, he was basically on kind of like bullshit to where he wouldn't even. He basically made it seem like he forgot even about that he borrowed the money. I'm like, bro, you don't forget that you borrowed that much money. Come on.
Yeah, nah. Yeah, I got a couple of niggas like that in my family too, and that's why I be like, man, don't call me for money. I love you, shit. I love you and shit, but nigga, nah, we can't do this. You ain't about to do me like that. I know, and I know you love me too, but I know you got your ways, nigga, and I just be like, I can't do it, bro.
Cause you don't that suck too, especially when it's family. Like, fuck.
Right, and then they be feeling like, fuck you, then, nigga. Like,
you like fuck me, nigga. You like fuck me, nigga. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck me, then fuck you.
You like nigga. You started it. Yeah.
Exactly, like nigga, you know, nigga, you see me grow up my whole life, nigga. You know I ain't got money like that, and if I do, every dollar I do got I worked for, nigga.
Right, so like nigga, you see, I work at fucking Walmart, nigga. I don't choose. I don't want to work there all my life, nigga. You know I need my little $100, nigga.
Right. Hey, I should have been ended this lie though. This nigga's over here like, hey, fuck it. They get a glimpse in the daily life though. Shit, how this shit go, bro?
Hey, look, I forgot we was like live for real.
Man, I didn't even close it out, nigga. I didn't even tell y'all to let it be known or nothing, nigga. We just started talking about some other shit. Shit, if y'all want to hear more about, you know, the daily life shit, let it be known. We out of here, y'all. Hey.